everybody. Welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today we're going to be getting into this way, Dungeons of Infinity by Jack Sporner, now being republished by Sky Kingdom Games. So, we got through chapter one. I keep confusing chapter and dungeon. So we got through chapter one, playing dungeons 1, 2, and 3. We found out that we rescued the princess and bad stuff happened, and Ingolf is dead. So, but we brought her back home, and now we're going to be moving on with the next chapter, which is chapter 2, Dungeon 1, to find out more about the story that's going on. Hey, Kate, what's going on? Pull up a chair. Come on, join me. So, we're going to be having a good time with this. Before we get started, I want to say a couple things. One, thank you, Patreons. I appreciate you so much for everything you do, who you are, and thank you for believing in me. YouTube subscribers, thank you so much for everything you do, who you are, and coming to sit at the table with me. I appreciate you so much as well. Hey, Drazi, what's going on? Pull up a chair. All right. Also, don't forget the drawing to win the free copy of Veil Wraith by All or Nothing Productions is going to happen on Sunday. You can still sign up for it now. The sign up date ends on Saturday, I think at 9 p.m. So sign up now. Sign up now. I will only count your entries once. So don't sign up a bunch of times because that's not going to flow. And you will be entered to win Veil Wraith, the expansion, which is Absolution, and the Neoprene mat. So be sure to enter. There will be a drawing for it on Sunday before the Veil Wraith stream. So hopefully you'll do that as well. All right. That's that good stuff. Let's get some information and get that on the table. Okay, Dungeons of Infinity. 8.4 on Board Game Geek. Can't get mad at that. Crawl, fight, and shout your way through a randomized dungeon with or versus your peers. Well, it's not randomized. There is a campaign, and that's what I'm playing. But you don't have to play the campaign. If you're like, ain't nobody got time for that, and you want to just play a randomized dungeon, you can do that. If you want to play a mini campaign, there is a mini campaign story in there where it's, I don't want to take 10 years to play the campaign, which you won't take 10 years, but I don't want to take forever to play the campaign, just a quick mini game and I'll be happy. There's a mini campaign in the book as well if you get it. So it's for all audiences. The just want to play real quick, the mini campaigners who are just in it for the short haul, and then the lore junkies and campaign people who are in for it for the long haul, which is me. I'm hoping shipping and taxes won't be too expensive because I'm winning that giveaway. Good luck, Drazi. Good luck. Just to make sure that you're entered, make sure that you have entered it in. Okay. I think that is all I have. So we'll get down to the table. So there's a lot of reading to do. There's not a lot of setup, but a lot of reading. The only reason why is because I didn't read Ingolf's backstory, but I read Sarah's, which was kind of lengthy from last time. Well, my Patreons picked Lona Elerne, I think is her name, Lona Elerne, who is my ranger, who will be the ranger that will be joining Sephenrine in this dungeon. So I'm going to read Sephenrine's story, I'm going to read Lona's story, and we're going to get into the full-on fun of this go. So, story time, folks. It's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be that long, but we'll get into the story and have some fun. So, cool. Let's get down to the table. All right. So this is our setup. We've got it. I've got this weird angle happening. Odd. Let me shift Lona over a little bit so you can see her stuff. Sounded creepy. But we've got the table set up with everything. Let me see if I can. There we go. Everything looks right. And move this up a little. Alright, so we've got Sephenrine. Yep, that is her name, Sephenrine. And we have Lona, and we have their starting equipment. Now, I'll talk about the starting equipment. We'll go through the setup. We're going to get into the dungeon. We're going to have a good time. But the dungeon's already pre-set up with everything. Where we landed. Yep, there is a boss that is around right now that hates my life. But let's get into some story time before we dive. And all this stuff is going to be covered by Foreteller when they re-release the game with their audio. So Foreteller app, it is free. Get it. It is good. It had so far they have Jaws of the Lion, they have Gloomhaven, and now I think recently they released Above and Below. They did the narration for that. So check them out. They are an amazing company. I back them 100%. They're awesome. Okay, Sephenrine Lee Iomai. This is Blisterwort. Sephenrine's mother held up the spiky red leaves of the plant, her hands carefully shielded with a cloth, and this is Heartsease. This plant had thick, waxy leaves and tiny white flowers. Both of these should be in abundance in a forest at this time of the year. Go on out and gather enough to fill both these baskets, and when you return, we will continue your lesson with the drying and preserving of these plants and discuss what colors we may obtain from them. Her mother handed her 2 baskets and a small knife for harvesting the plant. Remember to wear your gloves when you cut the blisterworth, or your hands will be swollen and useless for a week. Yes, mother. Sephenrine skipped. Yeah, I did a voice. Sephenrine skipped happily into the forest, looking forward to a pleasant morning in the wood. Later that afternoon, as she walked home, she could smell smoke and heard screams. She broke into a run, her basket falling unheeded from her arms. She stopped short of the cleared field that separated the village from the forest's edge and climbed the tall pine. From this perch, they have Madara too. Yes, they do have Madara. They do have Madara, which will be played on this channel. From the perch, she could see the source of the smoke, one of the houses, its thatched roof roaring with flames that were just now beginning to spread to the next house. Men in battered leather armor and carrying swords or axes ran through the village. Raiders! Across from her, 2 of the raiders stood facing each other. One looked up and saw her, but quickly looked away and shouted something at the man he faced. That man, a huge warrior, swung his sword at the first man, who parried. The big man then ran his sword through Thrilly and her baby girl. That's kind of messed up. Who had been huddled on the ground nearby. Sephenrine scrambled back, stifling a scream, turned and blindly ran. When she came back to herself, she was walking, too weary to run, in the darker forest. Weak greenish sunlight filtered through the leaf canopy enough to keep her footing, but not much more than that. She had no idea where she was. She wandered for days, eating berries and nuts when she could find them, which wasn't often. Finally, she simply fell near a stream. She was too weak to begin walking again and only managed to drag her face from the water onto the muddy shore, where she passed into fever dreams. Some time passed while scattered images presented themselves to her. A kind face framed by rough stone, a flickering candle on a small table, a raven on a wooden perch. When she finally awoke and was aware, she realized that her dreams hadn't been dreams at all. She was in a small cave warmed by a small fire in the center. A man sat at the small table watching her. A lot of small happening. How do you feel, little one? He asked softly. I. More images rushed back to her, the sight of her family and neighbors lying dead in the mud, bright flames around dark smoke, a sword dripping with blood. She sobbed, uncontrolled, until her breath came in short, great, gasps as the story spilled out of her. He waited until she was spent, then said, You must never again allow fear to so control you, yes? Years passed, man, this is a time jump. Years passed as she apprenticed under the old wizard. Under his tutelage, she grew in magic, and her new abilities gave her confidence and courage. She became an accomplished healer and elemental maid. Says she's a fire maid, that's a lie. The day came that the old wizard lay dying. She had known it was coming, for even magic cannot stop the march of time. But still, she was not ready for it. As she sat by his bedside and gently held his wrinkled hand in her own, the old fears began to well up inside her once more. What would she do without him? How could she survive the loss of her small world a second time? She had not realized she had spoken these fears aloud until the old man answered her. Girl, you will heal. With that, he closed his eyes and slipped into final sleep. Over the next few days, Sephenrine tidied the cave that had been her home for 7 years. There were no small keepsakes to worry about, as the old man had preferred to live very simply. She slipped her spellbook into her pack and added her mentor's book as well. She looked back one last time at the cave that now looked like a simple traveler's way station, and then left to fulfill what she had taken as a command. She would go out into the world and heal. Sephenrine, Eomai, Archmage, and renowned healer, alighted from her horse alighted from her horse in the palace courtyard. She kept a loose hold on her horse's bridle as she gazed up at the great stone edifice before her. She had not heard that any in the royal family were ill, so what could King Armiger want from her? Milady, gasped the stable master as he came running up to her. Milady, you were not expected for another 3 days. We would have been better prepared for your arrival. It's all right, she hurried to reassure him. I prefer to avoid all the pomp and ceremony. If you could just please find someone to let His Majesty know I've arrived and await his convenience. Of course, milady. Allow me to take your horse and I'll send a lad to the king at once. It was a matter of mere moments before she was ushered into the king's personal sitting room. He bade her sit. My lady mage, began the king, I have an urgent task that I need your help. And that is Stephanine's intro. We will save Lona's for the next playthrough, and we'll read through Lona's setup. And that is Stephanie. Alright. Stephanine's got some cool abilities. So we've got a fire mage who is weak to ice and poison. And we've got a ranger who is weak to poison and likes to get a lot of attention, as you will see what that means. So Stephanine's abilities are Infusion of Elements, which for two, basically we're back to level 1. So she's level 1. For 2 actions, she can during combat attack one enemy, add this to her modifier, and then add that to her damage. Pretty cool. And this can hit the first row and the second row. She has Wall of Fire. During combat, Wall of Fire lowers the defense of all enemies based on level. So I can lower their defense by 1, but as I level, it goes up higher and higher, which will help with bosses. Healing Aura. So she can heal when self or other heroes in the town may be healed, which means we're not in combat. I don't know why I just didn't say when not in combat. Heal all heroes in the room based on level. And we've got Firelight. So reveal uncovered rooms based on level. Firelight that travels straight and is stopped by walls. Draw Lord Event card. Surprise event is no longer in effect. So basically what it means is if you're playing a board where you don't know where anything is or where any monsters is, you reveal as you go, which is usually standalone or some of the campaign missions. You can use Firelight, which will say what's in this room. You can see it, and you can determine if you're going to enter in the room or not. So that's how Firelight works, which is pretty cool. And it only costs 1 action to do it. And you can send it 1 tile away at level 1, 2 tiles away at level 2 that time. Evasion. So during combat, all heroes in the room become harder to hit. Lower enemies' hit chance based on level for 2 turns. So this is a level 2 spell. We'll stick with the level 1s, because I don't want to... We'll see more level 2s as it goes. I'll put those up. So those are her level 1. The campaign said that we will start with two items that we get to choose from the item deck, which is the deck with the swords, which looks like this. This is the item deck. So we get to pick 2 up to a cost of 4 gold. So what I picked for her was a thick robe, which gives her 2 defense, and it costs 2 gold, and a staff, which gives her 1 extra fight power to take her from a 3 to a 4. And staves, whatever you want to call them, are 2-handed, so it sits in the middle like so between the 2. That's all she can hold. So that goes up by 1. This goes up by 2. Right? And that is Stephanie. Then we have Lona. Lona has her going. Lona, our ranger. These are her abilities. This is the one I'll be using the most often. Precise aim. So basically during combat, if I'm in the same room with them, it's a +2. 1 tile away is 0. 2 tiles away, a -2 modifier to my hit chance. And if I hit at level 1, I do +3 damage plus what I hit with already. Poison arrow, kind of the same thing, but this does straight damage instead of adding to it. And it's poison damage too. Arrow thrust. So during combat, spend 2 AP to add this. This is a melee attack. 1 AP for each subsequent melee attack. So this is her melee attack where she's just thrusting an arrow into the eye of something. Defensive illusion. Attacker subtracts hit count, hit chance based on level of hero. The level 1's -3 if I use it. And those are her starting ones. For her starting cards, she has Magic Mail, which gives her +1 fight, +1 shield. And she has the Precision Bow. Both of these are worth 4 gold total. So this will max it out. These are, all of them come from that pack, and I get to choose which ones I want, so I picked these two. So basically, she will get +2, so she's at 14, 15, 16. And then with Precision Aim, it goes to 18, which is fantastic. In the errata, it says that all bows are two-handed. It's not written on the card, but that's in the errata. And so she will get a +2 to fight, taking her to 5. She will get a +1 to shield, taking that to 3. And then her hit chance goes up from 14 to 16. Cool! We did all that intro goodness stuff. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Pull up a chair. Alright. So we're at Chapter 2. More reading. It's called No Good Deed Goes Unpunished. It's Chapter 2, Dungeon 1, There's No Place Like Home. Play this chapter after you have played the King's Daughter, which we did and was successful. So, here we go. Sephenrine smiled as she placed the last of her travel gear into her satchel. For once, she was packing for pleasure and not for work. Okay. King Armiger had been busy recruiting heroes for his dungeoneering campaign, and there were now enough of them to avoid a rotation of rest time. To afford a rotation of rest time. Sorry. Sephenrine had been exploring dungeon after dungeon for the last few weeks, and was more than ready for a break. And there was no place she'd rather be than the place that felt more to her like home than any other, the cavern system where she'd had her early training with Marin. This kindly old wizard had taken her in after the burning of her village. She'd even convinced a few of her new friends to come along. A slight frown marred her serene beauty as she remembered one companion who would not know now or ever be joining her, Ingolf, because Ingolf's dead. The king's nephew was not a man she had known very well. Still, no one deserved the mysterious death that had befallen him. Some sort of spell or curse had left behind nothing but a charred skeleton and some scraps of fabric. She suspected demon magic and still felt uneasy when she remembered that the first adventure she'd undertaken for the king. But now was not the time to dwell on such matters, she thought, shaking herself from her melancholy. The 4 companions entered the humble cave that Sephenrine had left so many years before. I know it doesn't seem like much now, but follow me deeper in. You'll be amazed at what you'll see, Sephenrine called gaily over her shoulder, leading the way deeper into the cavern. The front cave, which at first glance was just a small space barely big enough for a bedroll and a fire pit, had shelves carved into the wall. One of these shelves cleverly concealed a narrow passage that twisted and turned before opening out into a vast cavern with delicate, lacy stone formations. The formations were a milky white and glittered faintly. After that was a room with a rushing waterfall. It plummeted into a depthless hole in the center of the floor with a narrow, slick walkway around the outer edge. Next was a room made of stone so velvety black it seemed to eat the torchlight. Finally, a cavern whose walls, floor, and ceiling were made of so many kinds of crystals and stones that it seemed every color imaginable was represented. Sephenrine showed her favorite formations to her companions, greeting each as if it was an old friend. When they tired of exploring, they settled down to a light lunch. The 4 looked up suddenly as the ground shook violently underneath them. Earthquake! Cave in! No, look! Cried Sephenrine, pointing. From the depths of the cavern, a group of minions raced in, shaking the ground as they ran. We got jumped. So let's do setup. Setup says deck. So it says shuffle and draw 4 random body cards, excluding the coral orb, and shuffle, which I took out, and then shuffle in the next one. So we're just drawing 4. Shuffle these up. Hey, Steven, how's it going? Pull up a chair, man. Pull up a chair. All right. All right, so we're going to draw 4 of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw 4 random wrist body cards, excluding the coral. Shuffle in a no good deed. Okay, so there's a chance that we won't find it. I'll have to check again. Maybe I'm just. No. That's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest away. Have this one. Gonna get shuffled in here. And shuffle in no good deed. Unpunished wrist. There we go. That is this one. Then for the debris deck, remove lava cave in and flood catastrophic events from the death. Shuffle, then draw 2 random risk debris cards and shuffling good. Okay, so we're only pulling 2 debris. I think that's backwards because there's 3 things. That's weird. Yeah, that makes no sense. That's a typo. Because it should be 4. It should be 3 random wrist body cards because there are 4 body parts. And then 2, 1, 2. So I think that's a typo. Then we shuffle this up. That's here. So this, I'm going to ditch. One of these cards got to go because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll keep it. Maybe it might not. The wrist chest deck will not be used. Miss desk, just shuffle it up, and we will face whatever minion we have. Stefanrine must be one of the heroes in this chapter. The paladin Indulf cannot be one of the heroes in this campaign. He is out. OWT. Out. So, shuffle this up. That. Shuffle the minion deck. Place the dungeon the way that it's supposed to be set up. Place the heroes on tile 22, which I have. Place Zagan the Giant on tile 12, which he is here. And he is on the hunt. Oh. Not afraid of you. Okay, what else we got? Each hero can pick 2 items they want to equip, which is what I did. She has 1 gold left. I gotta remember that. There is no merchant or chest in this dungeon whatsoever, so the merchant tile does not mean anything. Place number of heroes plus 3 enemies in tile 22 with the heroes. Heroes cannot subtract AP for the first 2 turns they were subscribed. I'm going to explain what that means because that is confusing as heck, and I had to look it up to figure it out. We will roll for initiative. The high roll has all the enemies focused on them. Okay? So first, let's get our enemies. So we're placing 5 enemies. We've got a subdemon, of course you would. A spider. Wow, another very large poison spider. We've got a human warrior and a skeleton archer. They all can hurt. And we get the rewards. Oh. Word. Okay. So then there's a reward here. Reward. Alrighty. We need to roll for initiative. So Lona rolled a 14 and Sephenrine rolled a 15. So Sephenrine's their friend. The higher roll, so they're all focused on Sephenrine. Do not use the threat meter. Begin drawing Lord Event cards on turn 3. So that means we're good. We're good for the first couple. Read event 3 when the heroes reach tile number 5. When you discover why you were attacked, all heroes may exit, then proceed to the second dungeon. Cool, so we need to find out why we were attacked. And we have everything set up the way that it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's talk about this thing that they call heroes cannot subtract AP for the first 2 turns. Because how that sounds to me is I can't do anything for 2 turns because I need to use AP to attack. I need to use AP to run away and retreat. I need to use AP to do anything. So initially it sounds like we basically lose 2 turns, but that's not what's happening. I had to look it up in the book and ask some questions and do some research. What it means is when we are attacked, we cannot subtract the AP from their hit. So this guy here is a 15 or less. My AP is 4, so if he's hitting Lona, then it would be 11 or less. But for the first 2 turns, it's just a straight 15 or less. We don't subtract the AP from their attack. And that's what was missing in those words that kind of threw me off. Okay, cool. Ready to dance. Alright, we get to go first. We are surprised, but surprise doesn't mean that they get to go first unless indicated by the card, so it's on us. Okay. We're gonna go with, they're all looking at you. So let's tag them out with you. You're a problem. You could hurt me. You have 4 health. I can take you out in 1 blow. I could take you out, you out, you out. That's about. You come in with poison. Ugh. Okay, so let's start taking out the back row. So Lona's gonna fire in the back row. She is going to do precise aim. And precise aim, because she's in the room with them, which we are, she gets a +2, +2, plus 14. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm shooting at this skeleton archer so that it's -1, so it's 17. So 17 or less. I rolled a 5. So she is going to do 3. Sorry, I gotta count this down. 1. She is going to do 5, 6, 7, 8, -3, which is 5, which kills this creature. Straight up, she gets an experience point for her trouble. And then for her second dance, I'm gonna kill this. So she is going to shoot at this creature for 2, 2, and it's just a straight. There's no reduce modifier, so it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I rolled a 10, so she hits for 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 4 is 4, which is your health. Are dead. Gets another XP. I will slide on down. Okay. Next up is Sephenrine. Alright, so Sephenrine can do 7 damage, which can kill this fighter. 2. I think that's all she's running with right now. So Sephenrine is going to attack this fighter here, the poison spider. She's going to be using infuse elements, which uses 2 XP. She's a 14, 15, 16, 17. So a 17 or less. And I rolled a 10. So that hits. then it is going to be a +3 to 7. So 7 minus 2, which is more than enough. Which is more than enough, which is a 5 minus 3, which kills you. She gets an XP, going to 1. And she has one other turn. Oh. You're weak to poison. You're all weak to poison. I'm not a poisoner. So I'm going to do it again. In my other two actions, to do 14 to +3, 17. Intro and short. Oh, yeah. 17 in a straight. Oh. Which is 14, which is more than enough to hit. I hit you for 4 plus 3. 4 plus, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 plus 3, 7. Minus 4, which is 3 damage. Why, oh why am I unprepared with my dice? Getting my dice. Hold on. I'm trunk o dice. So 3 damage on you. Okay. And I hit you, so I get an experience for that. The experience is looking good. Okay. Monster's turn. So, deal 3 poison instead of 2. So much. So you are attacking Stephanie for 17 straight up. 17 or less. Remember, we are surprised, so it's not going to be -4. I rolled a 1. Fantastic. So he's going to hit for 8, which is so 5 defense. So that would be 3 plus 3 poison damage instead of 2 because he's weak to poison. So 6. He goes from 15 to 9. Oh no. Okay. Spider's gonna attack. If attack hits the hero, if the attack hits, then hero cannot subtract AP. Not doing it anyway. So it's a 14 or less. A 17. Thank Margaret. So 17, that's a miss. Ugh. So they say don't start pulling Lord Event cards until turn 3. So we're at turn 2. We're at turn 2. So next round, we get all our stuff back. Because I know someone's saying, no, you're supposed to pull Lord Event cards, but you don't have to. Target is 17. Target is 17. And Canje can. Wait, this person's rolling really well. Hey, don't jinx me. Don't jinx me. So we're gonna go with Lona going first with Precision Strike on this dude. So she is going to be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, -3. It's a 15 or less. I rolled a 14. What is up, people? So I rolled a 14. That hits. That's 5, 8. -5 is 3. You take 3 damage. I'm going to do it again. So do that. Do it again for you again. So it's going to be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. -3, which is 15. I rolled an 8. That is enough. Oh, I was supposed to get an experience for hitting you. Sorry. That's a hit. I get an experience for killing you as well. I hit you again. That puts me up to 4. Cool. That would end my turn. Then it is Sephanine's turn, who is going to attack this creature with Infusion of Element 2. So that's 14 plus 3, 17, straight up. That's an 8. That's more than enough to kill you. Stephanine gets experience killing Yon Spider. You get the loot. So Troll Bone Armor. Not that grand. And a Wyvern Fang adds ice damage, but only Lona can carry stuff. We're gonna drop that on the dirt. Not gonna pick either one of those up. Pick out the baddies that were bothering. Good job. Okay. All right. Actually, she can pick them up because we can sell them at some point. So I think that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna spend an action. She'll pick them. Put them in her bag. All right. So let's talk about movement because she's got one action left. So let's talk about movement. So I didn't do anything wrong in my last playthroughs. I just misunderstood how movement works. You can spend one action to move once, like one tile, which I was doing like 1, 2, 3, 4 spending action. Or you can run. And what run means is that you can move 2 tiles, but it costs you half your AP. And you get a negative status effect for running. So if you run, you can say, okay, I'm going to move 2 tiles, but it's going to cost half my action points. Whatever your action points are, it's half your action point. So if your action points are at 7, still calls you half. And you get a negative defense modifier for running because it's like you're blindly running away. So move. I didn't do any of that last round, so movement's still the same, but that's how running works. Okay, she's got one more action left. She is going to healing aura costs 2 actions. I don't have that. So she's going to move 1 square. She's going to move here. And that will end her turn. That's round 2. We're on round 3 now. And it said at the end of round 3 is when we start drawing Lord event cards. I'm gonna shave this off. I'm gonna shave it off. All right, so all right, so round 3. If how we deal with this is, precision aim is not a melee attack. Arrow thrust is a melee attack because it counts as a melee attack. Precision aim is a ranged attack. So therefore, Lona only draws Lord event cards if she does melee combat. However, Sephiroth does if she just gets in a fight, period. And if she runs. So we gotta make sure of that. So at the start of the round, Sephiroth might need to heal. She might just need to heal. When self or other heroes in the tile may be healed, so she's rolling the heal. Remember, I think it's 20 minus this number. So 20 minus 9, which is 11. So 11 or less, I will heal for 6. And I can spend 2 points to add healing aura, which says I can boost that even more. But 6 will get me back to full health. So I'm going to spend all my AP to rest. I need to roll an 11 or less. I rolled a 7, my good people. 7. So I will heal 6. Going back up to full. And that's her turn. You, good lady, are going to move 1. And that's all you're going to do. Healing or a draw. Oh, you get an XP for that too. Nope, I didn't use this card. I didn't use healing. I lied. The pod people have invaded. Yes, Matt. It is. I've gotten rid of that Canje. He's gone forever. So I know you kid. I know you kid. All right. So Lona is going to. She moved for 1, right? So I don't want her dealing with that mess. That might. So I need them to be there together. She's not going to do anything else. We're just going to burn this round. Yeah, because she can't take a hit like Stefan can. So she's just going to hang out. Okay. Round 4, we are ready to start drawing Lord Event cards, which is this. Start moving Zagan. So Zagan has made an appearance. And if we get into combat, which we're going to, he's going to start having some fun with us. And we have to find out what the devil is going on. So we'll put here. Okay. So back at the top of the round, everybody's got their health, everybody's got their HP, everybody's ready to go. Stefan is going to go first. He's going to step here. We'll trigger this. Trigger this. You're kidding me. Okay, so you're covered in the mist. You hear a rumble behind you. You turn, expecting the worst. You see an imp scurry off into another room. You breathe a sigh of relief. There is nothing here. Nothing happens. It's just fog. Okay. Cool. So that's action number 1. Does that move? Action number 2, she's going to move here. We're going to tile 5 because this is when we get to tile 5, do something. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right there because that could be bad. So you're just going to keep it cool, keep it kosher. You're going to move 1. Actually, no. No, she's got a spell for that. She's got a spell for that. It's called Firelight. She's going to use an action to do Firelight, which will reveal, it says reveal undiscovered rooms based on level. Firelight travels straight and is stopped by walls. Draw a Lord Event card. Surprise event is no longer in effect. So we will see what we're dealing with at least, but we're going to draw a Lord Event card by doing it. So let's see what we're dealing with. This card was supposed to be removed. That was supposed to be a removed card. There we go. Surprise event. It's the unsleeved cards with Canje shuffling. Nothing can go wrong there. I will not shuffle unsleeved cards. I promise you. I'll never do that to you. You breathe a sigh of relief as the mist is quite light in this room. If there were any enemies here, you had to see them. You are suddenly struck by a fierce blow. As you stagger back, you see they are coming up from the floor. Draw 2 times the number of heroes minus 1. So 3. Enemies attack first round. Well, that does not take effect, and surprise doesn't take effect. So in that room, there's 3 enemies. There is a sub-demon who does fire damage. I'm happy about that. Fighter. And a skeleton. And they have lovely, lovely treasure with them. But they are all here. And that's what Firelight does. This didn't... Yeah, I ignored the surprise. This is... Yes, these aren't sleeved only because I don't have card... I thought I have the mini card sleeves from Fantasy Flight Games for the mini cards. They don't fit these, so I had to go in order. So these are the only naked ones that I do have. So our boss is move 1 towards the highest noise. Stefan is 3, and Lone is 2. So Digloof, he moves there. That's gonna end Stefan turns. Monsters do not pursue you. You have to be in the area with them. So cool. Lona's turn, she's going to move 1, 2. And she's going to do a ranged attack of Precise Strike, which will be 14, 15, 16. And she's going to shoot at... Who? Let's you, sir. We're going to shoot at the spider. So it's 14, 15, 16, and because it's 1 space away, it's 0, so I don't get the +2 because they're not in my space, so it's 0. roll a 15. That hits. It's 14, 15, 16 minus nothing. 15 hits. I do 5 plus 3, 8 minus 4, 4. You are dead. I get another XP. That was 2. That cost 2 actions. So it was 1, 2 to move, and then 2 actions to kill. That ends my turn. Remember, Lord events are only on melee combat. So cool. That ends the round. They can't do anything about it. They do not move into my space. They are just there, ready for me to move on and fight them if I move into that. No, those Lord cards are not sleeved. I do not have the card sleeves for them. They are coming though, and then they will be. I think I like evil Canje. So, top of the round, because only melee deals with it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit here and spell snipe them to death. Although I do want Stefanrine to level, I need to find out what's going on before we start dealing with this clown. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have her go in there and see if she can level. She is going to move in and engage in combat, which will draw a card, and she is going to do Infusion of Element. She will Infusion Element this guy for 2, which will be a 14 plus 3, which is a 17. 17 to hit. I rolled a 16. That works. So 16 hits. I do a plus 3 to 4, which is a 7. 7 minus 4, which is 3. Right on you. Then she is going to attack this guy with Infusion of Elements, which is a 14 plus 3, a 17. I rolled a 5. That hits you. So a 4 plus 3 is 7, minus 6 is a 1. That ends your turn. Okay, you're done. Next up, we're going to have our lovely... Oh, I got to draw a Lord event. Move 1 towards the closest hero. If in combat, then no movement. 1 towards the closest hero. 4, 5, 6. Gonna go this way. Okay. Then you're gonna... Actually, she couldn't have done that. She spent 1 action to move in. She could have done that. Could have done that, but it wouldn't have been the Infusion of Elements. So she couldn't have done that. It would have been a 14. She rolled a 15, so she would have been. She couldn't have done that. Whew, almost messed up. Because she used 1 action to move in, she had 1 to hit this thing with, and then she just did a regular attack on this one, which was just a miss. Alright. My archer is going to move in spending 1. Then she's going to spend 2 going down to 1 to fire at this guy, skeleton, for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I rolled a 17, which hits. I will do 5, enough to kill... No, wait, I did this. Wait, I did this. So it's 5 plus 3, 8 minus 6, so you'll take 2 damage. Then she's going to use 1 to just do a ranged attack, a regular attack, which is 14, 15, 16, which is a 5, which kills. And let's start assigning some XP. You hit 1 person, so it goes up by 1. You hit 2 people, so it goes up to 7. And now it is the skeleton's turn. Heal all enemies in the room 1 health during end of round act. So you're trying to hit me for a 17. You are focused on... Oh, wait. I didn't roll a 1 or 3, so you're focused on Stefanrine. So it's 17 minus 4, so it's 13. You rolled a 9, which hits. You're doing 5 damage. Minus 4, so you're only doing 1 damage. Sorry. Minus 5, which is 0. you're only doing 1 damage. Because remember, it's -1, 0, or 1 does 1 damage. Okay, so you do 1 damage to me, then you heal for 1. You're gonna be pain. Okay, top of the round. I'm gonna range attack you with her for 2. We can bring you down for precise aim. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 10, which hits. So I'm doing 5 plus 3, 8. So you will take 2 more damage going up to 3. I'm gonna do it again. And I get an XP for that. I have to do that. I'm gonna do it again, which is a 13. That hits. So 5 plus 3, 8. So you take 2, going 5. And I get an XP for that. I'm almost about to level her. This is awesome. Okay, so Sephenrine's turn, because we're only going to draw 1 monster card. Let's see if we can kill you. Firing the magic for 2. 2. We will do 14 plus 3, 17. I got a 6. Which does 4 plus 3, 1. Killed, dead. No one cared. You get that guy. And treasure drop. We get... Oh, yeah, Sephenrine's taking these. But she can't wear them just yet. Whispering Walkers, draw 1 less Lord Event card after your turn. So we're going to have to draw a Lord Event card for the combat. That only happens when she is level 2, so she can't equip them yet. Drawing a Lord Event. Move 1 towards the highest noise. Okay, here. Okie dokie. Sephenrine is going to... That was 1 to pick it up, so she has 1 left. 1 action left. No, she doesn't. She's going to chill out. I want them all to get there together with full health. So Sephenrine's turn. She's going to move 1 space here. And it says when it gets to 5, read event 3 when the first hero reaches the body token in tile 5. Okay. I know this man, Sephenrine cries, turning the body over. But how came he here? There is more happening than it appears. Quickly, my friends. He would not have come alone. We must find his companions. Search the rest of the dungeons for clues. Okay. So her second action is we're going to search this body. Draw this card, which is the Jasper Orb. Is that the one that did? I thought I removed. Oh, the Coral Orb. Okay. Good. Coral Orb had to be removed. Jasper Orb. The Jasper Orb says, when weapon with this orb is equipped, hero has noise 1. When weapon with this orb is equipped, hero has noise 1. The AP to permanently install on a sword, axe, bow, or knife. Oh. Well. Sword, axe, bow, or knife. You are none of those, so I'll let it sit. I'm not going to pick it up, and I'll let the archer pick it up and do what they need to do to make their noise 1. So it was 1 to move, 1 to search, and 1 more to move here, and I'm good. Okay. Your turn. Let me leave it at 0 so I don't... Or at 1. Your turn. You are going to move 1. You are going to pick that up. And then you are going to equip it for 1 AP. So your noise is now 1. So the Jasper Orb is attached to you. And then you're going to use your last AP to move down here with her. And you're good. Good, we're good. The end of the round. Okay. We are going to move Stephenrine here. There's the debris here. For one, she is going to search the debris for one here. Life and death. Oh. As you look through the pile of junk, you see a beautiful silver vial. You try and pick it up, but it will not budge. As you begin to clear out the area around it, the vial breaks. So we get 3 fight, right? We boost up by that, but you also lose 3 health each round. For 3 turns. Okay. So her fight now is a 7. Plus this would make it a 10. But she is struggling right now, so she would lose 3 health. 3 going down to 11. And the next round she will lose another. I think that will be enough fun for her. Yeah, I think that'll be enough. Okay. You are gonna move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you're gonna search this. Get a move on. Get some hustle. You search through the debris. You see a sliver of parchment and pick it up. It has been torn. So read event 2. Event number 2. Number 1, number 2. A quick search reveals a quick search reveals a torn page covered with an untidy scrawl. I almost heard the name Ingolf. Sorry. Ugh. Okay. A quick search reveals a torn page covered with an untidy scrawl. I also heard the name Ingolf Armiger. It almost sounded as if they knew where he was and that he might still be alive. Stephenrine must be told before the next full moon when they meet again. We must hurry. Lutz. I am sorry that this message has cost you your life to deliver, my friend, Stephenrine says softly. I will not allow you to your sacrifice to have been in vain. If you have both pieces of the note, you may attempt to escape. If not, search the dungeon further. Okay? So that's note number 1 acquired. And we'll put that here in case I have to fight again. Okay, that ends her turn. That ends all that. Back up to full. And Stephenrine loses 3. 1, 3. She's gonna have to heal. And I'm gonna spend, well, this is weird. When self or other heroes in the tile may be healed, heal other heroes in the room based on other heroes in the heal all heroes in the room based on that. That's okay. I'm spending all my actions to heal. To rest. 20 minus 8 is 12, so 12 or less. I rolled a 13. Yay! Nothing happened. Nothing at all. Alright. So you're at 4. Stephenrine might not be able to help you if you. Let's just hang right here. We're just gonna chill. Yeah, we're just gonna chill right here. We're not gonna do anything. I need Stephenrine to heal before I continue. So Sephiroth's going to go 1, 2, 3, going down to 5, which means all her AP, defense, power is cut in half for the final round. She is going to try to heal again for all her AP, 15 or less, because 20 minus 5 is 15. I got a 10. So I go up to 11. And that ends my turn. Wow, that could be bad. One. She is then going to move 1 here. If I get in a fight, I think it'd be on me in no time. And she is going to make some noise. You can do this by shouting. If you shout, let it all out. These are the things. It costs 1 AP. 3 things. Draw a Lord Event card. Your noise is set to 6. And roll. No, I don't want to shout. 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 Oh my gosh. No, I don't want to shout. Oh, man. So that's 1 to move there. 1 to move here. Then I'll shout. For 1 AP. So when we shout, we draw a Lord Event card. Our noise is set to 6, and then we roll a d20. On a 1 to 3, we get attacked by a sentinel. Otherwise, nothing happens. So I shout for 1. We draw a Lord Event card, which move 1 towards the highest noise. It's 6. So boom. Roll this lovely die. A 15, thank gravy. I rolled a 15. Whew. Okay, so that ends her shenanigans. And then finally this card goes away. Okay. Stephanie goes back to 4. She's going to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. She's going to wait there with 1 action left. You're back up to full. You're going to move 1, 2, 3 with 1 action left. Wait there as well. We're not going to do anything else. I did thank Gravy. Gravy is good to thank. Okay. Next round. Stephanie is going to spend 1 to search for this bad boy. Carnelian Orb. Gain 1 health each time weapon hits. Hey. And she's going to spend another action to pick that bad boy up. 1 AP to permanently install on a sword, axe, or bow, or knife. You're killing me. Alright, she's not going to spend an AP to pick that up. We'll leave that to other girl to pick that up. So that'll sit. And I need to read if more than 1 of these orbs can be equipped to a weapon at a time. Orb. The orb. The claw. Orbs. Found in debris or on bodies, orbs are pocket items and can be installed in a weapon for 1 AP. Once installed, the orb is permanently a part of that weapon and cannot be removed. The ability of the orb enhances the weapon and increases its value by 2. Alright. So, I'm going to hang on to that one for later. So, that will be that. That was 1 to search, 1 to move. None to the search. I'm going to regret. Hey, health potion. And she'll spend her last one to pick that up. Okay with that. So her bag is full. She's done. Your turn. You're going to spend 1 action to pick this up. You're going to hang on to that until you can use it. is a pocket item. That's 1 to who? 1 to move. 1 to move up 1 more. And 1 to search. See, this is why I said that's the last thing that's in here, so there's no way that it could have been 2. I think that's a typo. Yeah, I think that's a typo. So it would have been this. I will post that in Sky Kingdom Games to let them know that that's a typo. This is very strange. There were no bodies when we passed by here. Perhaps there's a clue as to what happened on the body. You search the corpse and find a note. Read event number 1. Let's see. Alright. So, read event 1. A quick search reveals a torn page cover with an untidy scrawl. Vladimir. I have overheard them last night in the clearing by the old mill. They mentioned a cave and Sephenrine's name. It didn't sound like they meant her well. You and your friend meet me in the clearing south of my house. I only pray we are there in time. What's more, ... The rest of the page is torn off. They were here to warn us, Sephenrine murmurs. These poor brave fools. I wonder where the rest of the message is. It might be important. If you have both pieces of the note, you may attempt to escape. If not, search the dungeon further. All heroes must exit the dungeon without becoming exhausted. If successful, proceed to dungeon number 2. So, the whole note reads, Vladimir, I overheard them last night in the clearing by the old mill. They mentioned a cave in Sephenrine's name. It didn't sound like they meant her well. You and your friend meet me in the clearing south of the house. I only pray we are there in time. What more? I also heard the name Ingolf Armiger. It almost sounded as if they knew where he was and that he might still be alive. Sephenrine must be told before the next full moon when they meet again. We must hurry, Lutz. So Lutz to Vladimir. Alright. So that ends those things. We're good. I'm just going to start thanking sauces now. Thank the Grey Poupon. Alright, so we'll go here. We'll go here. Sephenrine will go first. 1, 2, 3. That will end. And then we need 2 AP to exit. So she's done there. And then you will move 1, 2, 3, 4. Which all yours. And next round, we exit. And we're done. And we're done! So we beat the first dungeon. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright, so it says after you finish that. When you discover why you were attacked, all heroes may exit and proceed to the second dungeon. So the second dungeon, A Glimmer of Hope, is the next one that we must face. Don't think confidence. Alright, so we got... You were about to level Lona. You got a little while to go, Sephenrine. Probably should have leveled them when we were in here, like, fought this thing. But I didn't know what was going to happen. Like, I haven't played any of this. I'm playing it the first time with you, so... what's happening with... Dungeon number 2 is a blind dungeon, which ought to be interesting. And then from whatever happens, there's dungeon number 3, which will be chapter 2. Okay. That was fun. Odd. Everyone says, thank mustard where I live. So we got out. We didn't get the level 2 yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get the level 2 next round. I like this combo. I really like this combo. Lona not only doing melee damages does Lord Events, and she does range damages like crazy. Sephenrine does so on combat, but that's okay. Her attacks are exquisite. She should have an extra gold, which I gotta remember to give her. will have an extra. She has 1 gold because it was 2 and 1, which is 3, and she has 1 gold. So if we're able to find a market person, we can sell some stuff, buy some new stuff, and be awesome. What is this? So we've beaten chapter 2 dungeon 1. We'll get into chapter 2 dungeon 2 next week, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make these happen on Wednesdays, because Sundays I'll do new game Sundays, especially since I have to learn some really hard games that I'm very nervous about learning. So let's go have a chat, and then I'll let you have it the rest of your evening. First off, a couple things to run through. Remember that this game was purchased by Sky Kingdom Games, and Foreteller has already said that they're going to be doing the audio narrations for this on the reprinting. So I believe Jack said that he is going to. Jack Sporner, who's the creator of the game, said that there's going to be another Kickstarter re-release. That's why you can't find it online anymore if you're like, I want to buy this game. He's going to be doing another Kickstarter re-release with some added content, as well as some updates to the book, new stuff, and that's going to be coming with the Foreteller app as well. So look for that to come in the future. What's going on after that? Then tomorrow is I came for Infinity, and it's ending. So tomorrow is going to be Arkham Horror, the card game. The third scenario, the Devourer Below, playing with Pac-Man and XP who have not played that scenario. So I'm going to try not to do any spoilers for them whatsoever. We still need to do some upgrades to our decks, and I'll be getting with Kate on that, which Kate has been so kind to help us deck build. I'm not a min-maxer. I suck at it. I get decks from people who know better, like Kate, who knows way better than I do. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. Thursday, right? And then Sunday is going to be the giveaway for Veil Race, so make sure that you enter. Go to the Sunday stream. The registration's in the description at the bottom. So make sure you enter to get your to see who will win that free copy of Veil Race with the Neoprene mat and the Absolution add-on that was provided by Steven. Thank you so much. Then next week, we're going to be getting back into Dungeons of Infinity, keeping it rolling. I'm also going to try. I'm going to throw this out there with the word try. After Sunday, I'm dedicating from. I won't be playing any new games, the only games that I already know the rules to, so I can dedicate my learning brain to learning Mage Knight. And if I can learn it, I will play it on Sunday. I will try very hard to see if I can do that. I am terrified. I am beyond terrified. Not because of the game, the community around Mage Knight scares me. Because they're so dedicated and like hardcore, I don't want to screw it up. So I'm like really terrified about it. Good luck, Drosy. Good luck. I just mean I'm gonna try. I talked with Dan, who talked me into playing Mage Knight and getting it. And he was like, hey, it's his favorite game. I should give it a shot, because I told him my fears, and the community is really die hard around Mage Knight. And my fear is, okay, you have your YouTube content creators, your board game players who meticulously look over rules, learn things, play the game 30 billion times to get the game just right, so that when they play it for you, it is pristine perfection, no flaws, no errors, perfect. I'm not that guy, okay? I make mistakes. I'm human. I make mistakes. I mess up. I forget them. I play through games, but I still miss things, and I think that might take some people off. I don't care, but that might take some people off. So with Mage Knight, I kind of want to do it justice, and I feel really nervous if I mess up. So it's like bad nerves from that. It's a high level of anxiety. I'm not kidding. I feel nervous about it, but I promised Dan I'd play it. he said, "You're gonna like it if you play it. It's right up your alley." So I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna spend the entire week to learn it, and on next Sunday I'm gonna play Mage Knight. Um, Things that are gonna be coming to the channel. Well, Veil Wraith is gonna become like a fast play thing because I want to go through all the vignettes. I'm going to play that game in its entirety. Another thing that's coming is Destiny's. So we'll be playing that because I got the app working. There's also going to be Tainted Grail coming. Hexplore It, the third chapter is coming. What else I got over? Nemesis is coming. Yeah, so it's all sorts of stuff that's coming. There's plenty coming, and don't worry about it. And we'll get into that good stuff and see how it goes. But I want to say thanks to everybody for joining me today. Thank you, my Patreons. Thank you, my YouTube subscribers. I cannot wait for Foreteller to put the audio narrations on this. If you have Jaws of the Lion, if you have Gloomhaven, if you have Madara, get the Foreteller app. Madara is free. Gloomhaven and Jaws of the Lion are on the cheap, and you can get those, and those narrations are exquisite. They are really well done. You play too many bones here. MK can't be much more difficult, can it? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna learn it start after Sunday. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's all I had. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't let them get to you. If people are upset you get rules wrong in a game, they have some issues in life they need to work on. Y'all are kind. Thank you so much. We're good. We're good. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow for Arkham Horror. Steven, get it ready. We're going to the Devour to Blow tomorrow. You and Pac-Man are going to lead the charge, and I'm going to sit back, and I will help fight if I can draw proper cards, and we will see how it goes. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, take care of each other. Insert comment here. I'll see you all later. Bye.